Why, hello. As you can see, there's snow everywhere. Here in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area, we had a little snowstorm come through this morning. Something that people up north probably think is not very much snow, but for here, it was actually a lot of snow. Weather Channel says about 4.5 inches just this morning, which for here, that's a lot of snow. So I just thought I'd go around and show you a bit of what we're looking at with the snow. When I first came out here, it was like a solid white sheet, but my dog kind of ran around and tore it up, and I played with him for a bit, and not that way anymore. Looks like we're not having a fire anytime soon. There used to be a garden here. I can't even tell where the garden is, but look at my poor car. Luckily I'm not driving anywhere anytime soon, but the roads aren't that bad, as you can see. Yeah, it's not even ice. I'm not gonna sled on that, but it's mostly just slushy, snowy. Still not really anyone trying to drive. I don't plan on driving because it really doesn't snow much here. So people in the Nashville area, we don't drive in the snow because, again, it doesn't snow here very much. What the roads look like. So I don't anticipate them getting any better than this because it's currently 22 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to get down, keep dropping off tonight and get down to like, I think 9 degrees Fahrenheit, which for around here, that's pretty frigid. Look at this. Looks like ice, but you step in it, it's like literal definition of a slushy. I promise this used to be a sidewalk. You can kind of tell where the sidewalk is because of the footprints and bridge and this, but you know, that's about it. So right now we're just looking at a bit of snow and a nice layer of, little small layer of slushy under it. It's interesting that it doesn't seem to be melting since it hasn't gotten out of the 20s all day. But again, it was literally like 70 degrees like 5 days ago. So the ground's probably warm. That's probably why it's a little melty. I love this bridge. You walk out here, there's a little creek. Has not frozen over. Hasn't gotten cold enough for that for long enough, but I love all the snow and the trees. I've always loved that. Oh, this side's even better. So pretty, yeah. See the trees and stuff. Anyways, it's a little past 4 o'clock p.m. at the moment. It's been snowing like all day. It literally just stopped snowing around 3:30 p.m. which is fun. I haven't seen it snow that long in a day in a while. And the funniest part is you can see all this, a decent amount of snow cover for Middle Tennessee, Nashville. And actually none of this was here at 7 o'clock this morning. I slept pretty late today, so I don't know. But I was told by people that were up that early that it didn't start snowing until around 7:30 this morning. So this is all green less than 12 hours ago. The layer of a slushy at the bottom of it all is actually pretty nice. Because usually what tends to happen here is it'll get warm enough during the day for a decent bit to melt, and then it'll refreeze overnight, and then all of a sudden you'll have a layer of ice underneath the snow that's just enough where it's almost impossible to walk. And if you have a dog, then the dog tries to pull you down and you slide. It's a blast, but don't have to worry about that right now. Plenty of traction. This retention pond here looks pretty frozen over, and I imagine it definitely will freeze completely over tonight. Crossing the road here, you can see, I mean, it's drivable. I wouldn't want to drive on it, but it's drivable, I guess, if you know what you're doing. This also is a sidewalk, kind of. You see what I mean with all this snow that's turned to like a slushy with the people walking on it and the ground temperature and all. This will probably freeze over tonight, and tomorrow morning it'll be a nice slippery thing you don't want to walk on. Yeah, when I say this was a sidewalk, kind of, it 100% is a sidewalk that is covered in icy snow. Well, this one's more recognizable as a sidewalk than the other ones I've seen. Also, all along these trees, snow. It actually snowed on Monday too, which Monday was funny because literally the day before it was 70 and then it snowed, but under all the trees there wasn't enough snow to get under there. But today there was, because it just kept snowing all day. The snow in the trees I just always think looks particularly pretty. It doesn't look as gray on video, but this guy's still decently gray, dark. We did have a winter storm warning from the National Weather Service until 6 p.m. and that got extended out to 8 p.m. just a little bit ago. So I guess it's possible the snow starts coming down again, but I kind of doubt it. I think we're done. Hey, look, a bench. I've encountered the slickest part so far. Up a ramp, ironically enough. That's one of those yellow things. I don't know what they're officially called, but they're the things that show you a pedestrian sidewalk is reaching a road, and it gets under there somewhere. So by Nashville standards, these are pretty bad roads. Hence why the local schools were not in session today. Although I'm in college now, I don't have to worry about those things. But this bridge, you can see we had slush. And once you get to the bridge, that's not sludge, that's ice. Which, fun fact, most of you probably know this, especially if you drive. Oh, here comes a brave soul driving. But these bridges, since they don't have ground under them, they'll freeze over much easier. Because the ground is still warm, that's why we got some slush. But since it hasn't gotten above freezing today, the bridges are pretty cold. So there's some ice for you. I absolutely love the creeks and stuff when it's snowed. All frozen around the edges like this. It's also nice on the bridge. The garland and wreaths from Christmas is still up, although it fell down on this side. But you can see the snowy imprint where it was up a little bit ago. I don't know how that got knocked down, probably the weight of the snow or something. But 12 days of Christmas are just about over, so I'll probably take them down soon. Anyways, still pretty though. This street didn't really get used at all, I can tell. This one did though. It's funny, that's the edge of the road all the way over there by the bushes, like there. But it looks like when people were driving, they couldn't quite tell where the edge of the road was, so they'd rather play it safe than sorry. Just thought that was funny. Even with the bridge guide rail, they couldn't tell where the edge of the road was. But I'm gonna guess here that actually the first few people drove through. Everyone else just thought it safer and smarter to go where people had already gone. And so it was already packed on a bit, rather than blazing a new trail. Which is probably the right thing to do, but still is a funny little effect. You can really tell which intersections here have been the most used and which roads have been the most used because they're the most melted ones. The problem is, as I mentioned, it's going to get down to 9 degrees Fahrenheit tonight, so I predict all this slush is going to refreeze. It's going to be a million times worse tomorrow, but we'll see. I have no idea what the main road conditions are like because all the roads leaving this neighborhood are in no way pedestrian friendly, and I'm not driving in this. So what I can tell you is what these roads look like in this neighborhood, which is not great. Here are the remnants of a decently tall, decently large snowman I made on Monday, so like 3 or 4 days ago. All that snow melted, but this remained, and then it got re-snowed on today. Unfortunately, today's snow was much less compactable, so I was unable to make a snowman. The best I could do was this little snow baby. I put him on the bench. One last look back here. It's about 5 o'clock p.m. and the sun is starting to set, so I'm gonna head in and get warmed up. I predict this will be even messier tomorrow morning. A lot of ice overnight, but I guess only time will tell. But so I hope you all enjoy that little look at some Middle Tennessee snowfall. I know when I did a poll a few months ago, the most popular response for people that watch this channel is they like to see the random stuff, and I like recording the random stuff. So There was just these snow conditions around a suburban Nashvilleian neighborhood for you. Hope you'll stay tuned because you never know what's coming next. Maybe I should use that as a tagline since it's, variety entertainment and everything's random. Just end every video by going, you never know what's coming next. I like that. Especially considering, like I've already mentioned, it was 70 degrees 5 days ago and now this.